Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So ito yung pinakamalapit na sitwasyon ni Kay Sotto ayon kay Homer Sayson. Talagang booty trap ang Summer NBA League. At ito yung talagang full na sitwasyon bilang isang analyst sa Pilipinas.
What's the next path for Kay Sotto na hindi siya na-draft last Friday? I think the best path for Kay Sotto is overseas, and here's why. Joining the Summer League, if I'm Kay Sotto, is a booby trap. Because it is a low risk, it is a high risk, low reward. And the reason why I say that is because Kay Sotto, according to his camp, had just come off an ankle injury, meaning to say he's not necessarily 100%. And you have to be 100% healthy to be able to participate in that showcase kasi you're going to be playing against guys who are undrafted, other international players who have been invited to join and to fight for a roster spot in the NBA. So si Kay Sotto might, be playing against guys with an axe to grind, guys that are, more determined, very determined to make the roster. So yun. And then the game also has evolved in a way where the big men have basically been slowly phased out of the game. And that was precisely one of the reasons why Kay Sotto left G League Ignite, di ba? Because there was supposedly no playing time, and Coach Brian Shaw at that time had explained to him na no, you're not gonna get any playing time because you're gonna use our guards. And look at those guards now. Even Daniels is now in the NBA, Kuminga is now in the NBA. So if Kay Sotto plays in this 2022 NBA summer league, he will be playing against wing players who might not necessarily give him touches. He might not even necessarily get the minutes that you need to be able to gather traction on offense and to show your skills on defense. Stuff like those. So, para sa akin, the Summer League is detrimental to Kay Sotto right now. And that is precisely the reason. Siguro, that was the reason why before Kay Sotto said that my agent misspoke, that was probably why si Joel Bell, the current agent of Kay, said na, we'd rather go overseas. We're not going to Summer League. He said it was not a good avenue for Kay. And then also, maybe, Joel Bell's the agent. They know first. They're always the first to know if the teams invite your player, your client. So maybe he never got invites. He already knew, and maybe he just, instead of saying we didn't get an invite, you're spinning it and saying, oh, you know what? We're going overseas. We don't need the Summer League. But even if Kay Sotto gets an invite, to me, the Summer League is just not a good path for them. So, what's the good path? I say overseas. Overseas, I know, is very vague, but I'd say specifically the NBL. Balik ka doon, it's a very good league, the National Basketball League sa Australia. Very physical. They have a revolving door of players that have gone and are going to the NBA. LaMelo Ball, to name a few, Josh Giddey. So it's a very good league. And there is also the familiarity with his teammates. It would be his second season. There's some sort of chemistry developed, and the ability, he already knows the playbook. So, mas magandang pupunta na lang siya sa ano. And then the third option would be I had the opportunity to co-guest Power and Play with Henry Liao, one of people I consider to be guys who really know their NBA. He said Spanish League, and I agree. Sumang-ayon din ako sa comment ni Snow Badwa, our colleague here at Spin.ph, that if you can only fall back the hands of time. If Kay Sotto, if it were true na may talagang offer siya last 2017, at the time I reported that one too. I was not the first to report it, but I had found out that it was supposed to be 5 years, $1 million. So meaning to say, $200,000 a year for 5 years. Kay would have really developed his game at Real Madrid. He would have, gotten the expertise of strength, conditioning, all that very good stuff that you need to develop as a player as you prepare to go to the NBA. But as they say, you cannot fall behind in time. So ngayon, well, he's still 20, that's the good thing, but next year he's 21, and it's almost like ancient in the NBA. You rarely get gems and top draft picks when you're that advanced. You're not gonna say old. Tingnan mo yung draft ngayon, look at Jaden Ivey, Paolo Banchero, they're all 19. So, Obviously, Kai Sotto had lost a lot of traction by, his career having been redirected instead of going college or going to Spain from the get-go. But you can no longer unwind that. Kung baga sa ano, you cannot unscramble a scrambled egg. So the window is closing. I'm not going to sugarcoat here. And I've always been frank about, I like Kai Sotto. To me, the problem is not Kai Sotto. It was the management. Some bad decisions were made. I think she should have, given all that we've seen, he should have stayed at the Ignite. But like I said, I like the kid, but it's always been misconstrued as when you're telling the truth, when nobody else is telling the God honest truth about, yung workout niya, what's his chances of going to the draft, because most of us have obviously become cheerleaders. And I'm not going to be trying to be righteous and noble here, but I'm just saying that my job is to report. And then when the people in the industry, my sources in the NBA, who are very unimpeachable, tell me na the workouts were not good, he's not going to be drafted, obviously I'm going to report that. I'm still rooting for Kai Sotto. I like the kid. I've interviewed him sa Basketball Without Borders. Very pleasant young man. But the window is closing. And this last year, kasi according to the NBA's collective bargaining agreement, a player can only join the NBA draft twice. So enter, he flunked on the first one. Next one, if he flunks again, that would be it. No more draft. So he would have to be signed as a free agent, and that would be increasingly unlikely. So, you're Kai Sotto, more power to you, Kai. Go overseas, skip the summer league, and listen to Joel Bell. I think he knows what he's doing.
And guys, ang sitwasyon ni Kai Sotto talagang na-analyze na siya at talagang malaking factor talaga yung kanyang management, how Kai Sotto handle. So makita natin kung 2022 itong taon makukuha o sa 2023 after 2 years of training. So malalaman natin kung talagang makikita na natin si Kai Sotto. Abangan natin ng mga susunod na kabanata. Talagang siyempre wala namang may gusto na hindi siya ma-NBA.